What is going on, guys? This is the Club of the Man 1993. We're back here for some more baseball news. As of course we've wrapped up the 2022 Major League Baseball season, and of course I have a couple topics I want to get to before the free agency frenzy begins. Which of course, since this year I try to do more baseball videos, it shouldn't be quite as nuts as last year, since there's going to be no lockout, hopefully. But we had a couple topics I wanted to address to wrap up the end of the season. First off, the Miami Marlins have a new manager. Now, the White Sox and the Royals got their new managers too, but there are a couple of no names I'm really not sure of. And the Royals, I'm sorry. The Royals, I didn't say them. The Royals hired Matt Quatraro or something like that. Not familiar with him. And then the White Sox hired the Royals bench coach as their manager. Not familiar with them. This one I am familiar with, though. I'm interested in seeing. The Marlins hired former Major Leaguer Skip Schumaker as their new skipper, who will be replacing Don Mattingly after a 7-year run, and him and the Marlins mutually agreed to part ways after this season. Schumaker, of course, had played in the majors from 2005 to 2015. Most of those times with the team he just was bench coach for, the St. Louis Cardinals. This deal, though, for him being the Marlins manager is good through the 2024 season with a club option for 2025. Schumaker, who turned 43 in February, played in the big leagues from 2005 and 2015, spent most of his career with the Cardinals, but sometimes with the Dodgers and the Reds. After the 2015 season, he did sign a minor league deal with the Padres, but then announced his retirement in March. And in 2018, he would then be hired as the Padres' first base coach. And then prior to the 2020 season, they gave him the title of associate manager. But then when the Cardinals surprisingly parted ways with Mike Shildt during a solid run with him as manager, and when they promoted Ollie Marmol, they then hired Schumaker as their bench coach. Now, of course, though, he'll be taking on his first duty as manager, as he'll be the skipper calling the shots from the Miami Marlins dugout, which I'm intrigued to see. Schumaker was a good utility player, nice spark plug, so I definitely think he could bring some good stuff to the Marlins clubhouse. But of course, the Marlins do have some pieces that they can work with for sure. They do still have some veterans like Jorge Soler, who was injured for part of the year. Well, actually, these four key players for them were injured for most of the season. Jorge Soler, Avisail Garcia, Jacob Stallings, and Joey Wendell. Again, most of them, of course, though, were injured and underperformed, of course, for both, of course. But I'm pretty sure with healthy seasons, those are four solid pieces you have to their offense. And of course, they also have young upstart Jazz Chisenhall Jr. and of course, Cy Young candidate Sandy Alcantara as well. So the Marlins do have some pieces. Despite the injuries and struggles, they finished 69-93. Yeah, that's not great, but showing obviously, if you had some of those pieces healthier, the Marlins could be a little bit more interesting, I would say. So, definitely, Schumaker is an interesting candidate to get his first taste as a skipper for 2 years for now with the Marlins. I'm wondering what he can do. Like I said, he was an outfielder who did transition to second base later on in his career. I feel like he is a guy that would be a solid manager choice. Of course, the Marlins, though, would have to, with those pieces, the Marlins could be the closest to contending again. Well, they did kind of contend, because in 2020, the shortened 2020 season, under the new playoff rules at the time, they did make the playoffs. But they haven't, of course, came close since the past couple of seasons. But there are pieces there. But yet we do have, the tough National League East that has, of course, the Mets, who played well this year, but collapsed at the end of the season. The Braves, the 2021 World Series champs, and out of 2022 pennant winners, the Phillies, who are still going to be in contention. So, it's going to be a little bit tough ride for the Marlins. They could be stuck in that 4th place bubble, but you never know. We'll see what happens, though. I'm intrigued to see what Schumaker does as Marlins manager. As again, he does have some decent pieces to work with for sure. They just got to, get a couple, bolster that pitching staff a little bit more. I know they are talking about trying to search the trade market for a center fielder. So, they could contend, but then again, the Marlins are a team that are known to do, fire sales every so often and be big-time sellers. So, we'll wait and see. But yeah, the only managerial hire that I was actually intrigued by was Skip Schumaker being signed as the Marlins' new skipper, replacing Don Mattingly. The Cardinals, though, unfortunately, back to finding another bench coach for them. So what are your guys' thoughts on this? What are your guys' thoughts on Skip Schumaker managing the Marlins? Do you think the Marlins have some pieces to be a little more serious contenders in the upcoming years? What do you guys think? Make sure you guys thoughts down in the comment section below. Be sure as always to slap a like on the video and subscribe for more content on my channel, and follow me on Twitter as well at DemandAirboy93. Until then, guys, I'm checking out. I'll catch you all later. Have a great rest of your night, and peace out, everybody.